Hello. So today I'm going to talk about the environmental issue that the world has been facing for quite a number of years now. Did you know that over 100 million marine animals died every year due to plastic waste? This marine animal includes turtles, fish, birds, and seals. They usually thought that plastics floating around in the ocean are food because, of course, they did not know better. And in our country, context, Malaysia, we ourselves produce 0.94 million tons of mismanaged plastic waste, which means that plastics that should have gone to a recycling center or a proper disposal center did not end up there. Instead, they end up in landfills with other waste and sometimes even wash up in the ocean. And what makes it worse is that our Malaysia recycling rate is only 17.5%, which is quite low because other successful country that manage their waste properly has a recycling rate more than 60%. That's a lot of difference. And as so yeah, I'm going to talk about the environmental issue in Malaysia. Yes, plastic. And not just any plastic, it's single-use plastic. Because plastic itself is, although it is controversial topic, but then at least plastics are recyclable and easier to recycle compared to single-use plastic, not because of its properties but because of our own attitude. Single-use plastics are smaller and thinner usually that people often mislook and just take it for granted and just throw it anywhere they want it. For example, like this plastic container for tapao food, and then this plastic cup for drinking, plastic shopping bags. We have many alternatives, but Malaysians seems to like this option because they are easily available and they are cheap and they serve the purpose. So yeah, you can see a lot of these things, especially during Pasar Malam or Bazaar. And of course, recently, MCO, Movement Control Order, people have been ordering food from home. So these plastics has been accumulated more than ever. And not just that, Malaysians have this attitude to not being responsible enough. Of course, we have limited recycling facilities such as this bin. We have more of this bin, but even this bin, Malaysians seems to not care about where they are throwing their trash. Not inside the bin, but outside the bin. They litter around the bin, litter outside the bin, and that is wrong. Our Malaysian attitude needs to change. And even with littering, supposedly by right, by law, they could get fined. They could get caught by the police, get jailed. But we don't see people get, fined or jailed because of littering, because our law enforcement is not as good as the other countries. So we should be taking note of that. And because of that, it has become a norm in our society to litter and being irresponsible. So this is a toxic norm. It's not just a norm, it's a toxic norm, and it should be stopped. We should not be promoting this. And to stop the norm, we have alternatives to plastic, such as paper, metals, bamboo, glass, and reusable plastic. As mentioned before, plastic is good for a certain extent, like this plastic container, and then there's this plastic bottle, and others is like paper container, food container, and then this tumblers are made out of reusable plastics and sometimes stainless steel, and there's paper cup. There's a lot of other options for us to choose from. So it's time for us to be a responsible human being, not just for ourselves, not just for our society or our country, but for the world. We need to stop all those single-use plastics and opt for better option, because there are other better options. So let's make a change.